And you thought she was trash.
Yeah.
Alright, it's Friday afternoon. My dad's been out here all day. He's been plucking away on some more of this rot in this thing. Got us a couple of pieces made here. Fill in some of this old voids. Making some progress. I think should be have all the metal back in it here soon. Oh, you're not done making noise. Alright, so our door gap, a little bit too wide. So we're going to take, use some silicone bronze rod. And we're going to build this door gap out about 3/32 to 1/8 of an inch. See what that does, if it gets us a little bit closer. Alright, got the edge built up a little bit, knocked down. Get this thing back on the car and see exactly how far we need to cut back into it. So these are the motor mounts for the Henry J. That's what goes off the motor from the factory. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get some dimensions on all this, and then we'll draw them up here. And then I also need to make a body mount coming off the new frame rail, so I made this template. So we're gonna draw that up on here, get us some dimensions, and then we're gonna come over here and draw it up in the computer and cut them out on the plasma table. These are a couple shock brackets that I need for my 54. So I'm getting those drawn up and get us a bunch of brackets cut out here. Alright, so we got us some dimensions here. So basically we're going to be 7 inches wide, 5.5 inches tall. So what I like to do, there's probably better ways to do it, but I just start off with a box. 7 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall. This guy down into the screen good here. Let's draw us another box here. We'll go 5.375 by 2.125 for the height. And we'll take this box, move it down from the top. We'll drop it in center of our plate. Now we have our 2 corners for the center of our bolt holes. So we'll come in, mark off the corners. We need a 1/2 inch hole there, but with the plasma cutter, you always end up with some taper on your holes. So we go just a little bit oversized. So we'll go 50 thousandths over a 1/2 inch. And then now we have our 2 bolt holes lined up here. We'll do this a 3.5 inch hole, so we got plenty of clearance around. Now we can go ahead, we can delete that guy. We got our hole and our mounts here, so now we just need to take in and bring us in some contour. Here at about center of the bolt hole line, just off this corner. We'll draw us a nice little curve. Same thing from this side. Come in here, trim everything, trim that corner, and we'll trim that guy. Take this line, we'll move it over just a little bit. we get that little bit of overhang, so we can use the trim tool. We can trim that. We can trim that. Now we'll link our segments. There we go, we got a motor mount. Come in here, convert this to cut path. We want it to automatically do the holes inside, and just like that, we're ready to cut out the motor mounts. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing for our body mount here. So we know this thing's 3.5 by 3 1/8. So we're just going to do the same way we did the other one. We're just going to take us and draw us a box. Down here a little bit easier to work on. Zoom in a little bit. And now we got a 2" on the bottom. We got 1 3/4" at the top. So we'll draw us another little box to cut out our corner here. Alright, so we drew us a box for our corner we need to cut out right here. Drew us another box, we got a point off the corner so we know where to go for our bolt hole. We can go to the circle tool and pull right off that corner. And it's a 3/8 bolt, so we're gonna go a little oversized. We're just gonna go 0.400 for our bolt hole. So we can take and delete that box. This one here, we need to go back, get to our trim tool. We can trim this outer edge. We can relink those. And then we got our body mount plate. We want some radius on our corners here. So we'll go into here, draw our point to our point. Now we can come in and take and radius our corners. Go in here, convert to cut path, pull off a corner, do that. Again, we'll get our hole, zoom back out. Now we can take, we'll move this over into a good spot here, like that. We'll hit our copy tool. We'll draw us another one off of it. And just like that, Now we have our motor mount plates, and we got our 2 body mount plates. I also threw in here my shock brackets for my 54. We still need to take this one here, convert that to a cut path as well. Take and move it up. The other thing I always do, my piece of plate that's on the table, I just take and draw out what's there, so I know exactly what I have room for in here. I'm gonna take this guy, copy it. I need 4 of them, 2 for each side. Those guys like that. Squeeze that one into here. And these guys I actually don't need, so just delete those from there. Now we got some parts that are ready to cut. We're gonna come back in here. We're gonna zoom in a little bit. Got all these holes. Cutting on a plasma table, you end up with a lot of taper in your holes. So one of the tricks I've learned and figured out on there is to take and I cut all the holes first and slow your speed down by at least 50% of your normal clean cut, and you end up with a pretty good hole from doing it that way. So we'll get this guy fired up here and we'll cut some of these guys out.
Those are really fat.
Mm-hmm. Good for that old metal.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys.
Getting us a starting point.
Oh, it's so much better.
Nothing but some sheer force. Alright, so we took some fine line tape, get us a nice straight edge for their door gap. We'll just sharpiest what we want to take off. And then we'll go in, we'll grind that little bit of black off, and we'll have a pretty nice little door gap. Just like that. Got some nice door gap back in this thing. Alright, just like that, in about 20 minutes. Got some shock brackets. It's going to wrap into the frame rail on my 54. Be the pair of them. Will be like that. Henrietta's got some motor mount plates. Got some body mount plates to come off the new frame rails since the stock ones aren't in the same location. So yeah, I got parts and pieces. Handy little tool to have. But for now, that's all the time we got for this video. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see how all this stuff works out. Thanks, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll catch you guys all next time.